Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be setting up this GMG Ledge Prime Plus. This has Wi-Fi built into it and a lot of awesome features. Now I am super excited to get this set up, so let's go ahead and show you guys how we do that.
So I think it goes without saying that the very first thing you want to do is open the box up. So you can see that right here, the box actually didn't show up that damaged, which is pretty surprising because normally with any size box, you're going to have those issues. First thing you're going to notice on the inside of the box is an assembly guide right there on top. You take off this little cover and then you are going to have this little starter box, which will have a bunch of stuff in it that you're going to need to get this set up. So on the inside of this box, you're going to have everything you need to get set up. Like I said before, you have an owner's manual with troubleshooting steps. You're going to have your grease bucket right in here, stainless steel, very high quality steel on that. You're going to have your AC power right here. This actually is going to use a 12 volt system, so it's compatible with your truck, your car, a battery that you have. You're going to have your smokestack right here, which is just going to mount on the side of the grill with 3 different bolts that are included with it. The smokestack lid is adjustable. You just have to tighten it down after you loosen it up. I know that's kind of backwards. And then you're going to have these standoffs, and these standoffs will come into play later, and you're going to basically install these on front, and they're going to help the shelf get installed. Now, continuing on in the box, you're going to have this right here for your heat diffuser. And then you're going to have your hopper pellet guard right there just so you don't, put your fingers down in the auger. And then inside of this guy right here, you're going to have an instruction manual on how to get it set up with Wi-Fi, your other AC adapters, and all of the hardware that you need to get this set up. Now, there was a part in this video that the file became corrupted whenever I was filming this, but the one part that you guys missed out on is we switched the handle from the inside to the outside of the grill, and then we installed the legs, which simply just install with a couple of bolts per leg. Now, you have this bottom little shelf here. There are 2 little prongs on each side of the inner legs, and all it does is basically just clamp down over those. You don't need to screw it down. Now, those standoffs that we showed you guys earlier in the video, they're going to be installed right here on the front of the grill. Just tighten them down, and then once you get these tightened down, the next thing that you're going to want to do after that is go ahead and grab the shelf. These standoffs are just going to allow this shelf to actually be a shelf without running into the grill itself whenever you try to open it. The steel on this is pretty heavy, so that's why I have him kind of holding it up on one side while I do one side with the screws and then he does the other side. So make sure that you have someone to help you, otherwise you might run into a little bit of issues where you can't really hold it up and get the screws lined up. And then while I'm testing out to make sure that we did this correctly, he's installing the side shelf over there on the right, which basically just kind of slaps into place. Now we're installing our heat diffuser box. It's simple. It can only go one way. You just basically put it in the cooking chamber and then install the actual handle that allows you to move it back and forth just like this. It just threads in. It goes through the side of the grill right into this heat diffusing box. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and get your drip tray or your grease tray. It installs only one way. You really can't do it wrong. It won't go in the wrong way. And then install your racks. So overall, installing this, getting it set up was pretty straightforward. Just make sure you read the instructions. You can't really do too much of it wrong, but just make sure that you're reading everything in order to make sure you do this right. And then the way that you install the pellet guard is just by dropping it down in there just so you don't accidentally get your hand caught in that auger. Now this is a Wi-Fi capable grill, so all you have to do is install the antenna. I'm going to be doing another video showing everything that comes with it and the operation and testing it out. And then you're also going to have 2 of these meat probes that come with it too, which is nice.
Alright, so you can see that right here and throughout that video we struggled quite a bit whenever it came to getting this set up. Nothing to do with the actual setup process on this. It was just us not reading the instructions right. Overall, I give the setup process on this probably a maybe like an 8 out of 10. The instructions are very clear. There were a couple things that didn't line up right, such as the bolts to attach the legs to the actual rest of the frame. But it's really not that big of a deal, and as you guys can see right here, we've got the smoker set up and going.